In 1999, former pro wrestler and actually governor at the time of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura, said, quote, "Organized religion is a sham and a crutch for weak-minded people who need strength in numbers," end quote. He was just parroting, really, what Sigmund Freud had said when Freud called religion a, quote, "universal obsessional neurosis," end quote. In other words, wishful thinking to combat a fear of a chaotic and an unordered world. We know a little bit about chaotic and unordered worlds, don't we? And, of course, both those gentlemen were simply parroting what atheist Karl Marx had said when he called religion, quote, "the sigh of an oppressed creature, the opium of the people," end quote. In other words, these esteemed gentlemen were essentially saying that faith is for fools, for idiots, for imbecilic, moronic simpletons who are mentally and emotionally impoverished, beggars, bleeders, poor, destitute, fools. Now, my first reaction when Ventura made his statement all those years ago was honestly to take offense at it. But then the more I thought about it, the more I realized it really is true. And not just that it's true, but I'm extremely, forever grateful that it is true. Now, let me explain what I mean. One of the things that I've learned about myself is that I am far from perfect. Despite all the things about me that I might be proud of, or that someone else might find admirable in me, I am still, in so many ways, a wounded and broken person. Just like every other human being, I am going through life with a limp. And even if I somehow manage to eliminate some piece of brokenness from my life, right, there's still an endless number of other things that would have to be worked on. It's a lifelong process. It is honestly one of the mind-bogglingly beautiful paradoxes of Christianity. Thousands of years before Marx or Freud and Ventura made what each of them thought was this perfect, clarifying insult against faith, David in the Old Testament actually said the exact same thing, only he said it as a positive confessional of prayer. In Psalm 70, verse 5, he says, "I am oppressed and needy. Oh God, hurry to me." You ever felt that way? David did. The Hebrew literally means depressed in mind or circumstances. It can also mean beggar, needy, feeling destitute. The psalmist used the same exact phrase in Psalm 35, verse 10, and in Psalm 37, verse 14. And more importantly, Jesus himself said that those who are poor in spirit are the ones who are truly the lucky ones, Matthew 5:3. So, newsflash, I'm not perfect. Newsflash, neither are you. Each and every one of us have things about us that are imperfect, that are broken, even painful. It only makes sense that someone in that kind of situation could find a lot of help from something that supports them, like, say, a crutch. You see, my faith in Jesus Christ as the only begotten Son of God, born of the Virgin Mary, as the one who lived a sinless life, was crucified, dead, and buried, and then raised again on the third day, who then ascended into heaven and who is now seated at the right hand of God the Father, praying for me. That faith and that belief is the exact crutch that I need to get through my day, to get through my week, to get through my life, despite my woundedness. And this is the crutch that will never wear out. It's the crutch that will never break. It's the crutch that will never, ever let me down, that will never, ever fail me. And you, my friend, need this crutch in your life. When you get tossed around, and as you're hurtling towards the ground, there's nothing better than knowing that you have something to grab hold of to help make sure that you stick the landing.